Windy Thursday night from Canyon High School is 26-6A baseball as the streaking Canyon Cougars look for a season series sweep over the San Marcos Rattlers. On the Cougars Network, welcome to Cougar Field. I'm Brian Freeman. Tonight it's a matchup between Canyon, which has won 2 straight and 4 out of its last 5, against a San Marcos team looking to end a 7-game losing streak. Coming up, we'll have tonight's starting lineups and the first pitch, but up next, we'll visit with Cougars second-year head coach Reagan Muchagimba. Back with more Canyon Baseball on the Cougars Network.
With university admission competition at its peak and demand in the workplace for the best and brightest young talent, the time is now to give our students the edge at Comal ISD. And that edge is Memorial Early College High School. No matter where you reside in Comal ISD, MEX will help accelerate your learning and prepare you for a lifetime of success. You have a choice to make your high school experience fit you and your way of learning. Through a unique relationship with St. Philip's College, you can earn an associate's degree of arts. That's 2 years of college for free while you are still in high school. MEX offers a combination of regular and dual credit courses taught right here by instructors that have master's degrees. Learn in a hands-on collaborative way at MEX. Research, explore, problem solve, and build long-lasting relationships with driven, focused, and great students like yourself. Our campus is unique with many opportunities to get involved in school spirit. Our many clubs, academic UIL, sports, community, and leadership opportunities will have you screaming with eagle pride and soaring to new heights of excellence. Explore your options with Comal ISD. Explore Memorial Early College High School today.
Welcome back to Cougar Field on the Cougars Network. Tonight, Canyon taking on San Marcos at a 26-6A matchup. We're now joined by Canyon head coach Reagan Muchagimba. This is game 2 of the series. Canyon opened it up with a win, 4-3 in 9 innings on Tuesday. Coach, take us back to Tuesday night in San Marcos. What impressed you the most about your team's late game execution?
Just real gutsy. I mean, we've had 2 extra inning games last 2 nights out, and we've had a freshman come in relief that's done really well. He's come in and he's performed, he's done his job, and we've just found a way to win late. Kind of battled throughout some early innings, kind of go through a lull. We've started down in both of those games and ended up taking the lead, and then they'll tie it, and then we just kept grinding and putting together good at-bats and gave ourselves a chance to win late in the game.
This team has made a postseason push. You're in the playoffs, so the district record right now of 8-4 and playing some really good baseball as of late. You won 4 out of your past 5. What's been the biggest difference for you over the past month of baseball?
Consistency. Just that's what we're looking for every day, and kids being consistent with their approach at the plate, the way they approach practice has really been the difference for us. We were hot early and went through a little lull there for a little bit, and then kids just kept working, kept grinding, and kept getting better, and now we've put ourselves in a good situation to go make a playoff run. This
is San Marcos' first year in the district. Again, you saw the Rattlers on Tuesday. What kind of impression did they make on you then?
Just fundamentally sound. They do all the little things right. They're going to make you beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. Solid on the mound, solid 1 through 9 lineup. You've got to execute the little things in the game. You got to execute situational hitting. You got to throw strikes. You got to defend them. They're a good team, and they're going to be ready to go again tonight.
Now, tonight you're throwing your left-hander Josh Malone on the mound against this Rattler lineup. What does he have to do to be successful?
He's got to pound the strike zone. We can't give him free bases. We can't walk him. We can't make errors. He's got to let him put the ball in play, and we got to make plays defensively, and then we got to try to start ahead.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Ashley Home Store is proud to sponsor Canyon Cougars. Go Cougs!
Watch FS1, GVTC, Channel 515. Do you know what's perfect? Wick Productions teaming up with the Canyon Cougars. No kidding! We take pause when we hear you cheer for replays on the scoreboard. And we love the feline we get when you visit CougarsNetwork.com. Don't forget to subscribe, right? Meow. Isn't that right? What? Cat got your tongue? Mew it.
The Canyon Cougars have taken the field ready to take on the San Marcos Rattlers again, playing for a season series sweep. Canyon beat San Marcos on Tuesday on the road 4-3 and taking the field tonight against the Rattlers here from New Braunfels. A look at the defense tonight for Canyon. In the outfield, Reagan Hoppers in left and center, Payne McKay, and right, Connor Holt. On the infield for the Cougars, Damian Carrion plays at third base, Austin Straisner is at short, Landon Piles plays at second, James Perez is at first base, Chance Reisdorf is the catcher. For tonight's starter, Josh Malone on the mound for Canyon. Well, look at the numbers on the air from Malone, a left-hander. The junior is 4-3 across 8 starts with a 3.64 ERA, 32 2/3 innings pitched, 37 strikeouts, and 21 walks on the year. And he will face Isaac Gonzalez to start this game for the Rattlers. A junior right-handed hitter for San Marcos. Looks at strike one to start the game. First pitch coming your way right at 7:01 here on this breezy 75-degree Thursday night from Cougar Field. Wind howling at 24 miles per hour. And the 0-1. 0-2 now off Malone's pitch to Gonzalez, with Ryan Wilder waiting on deck for San Marcos. A Rattler team which is 8-21 this year, losers of 7 straight. And some tough luck losses along the way, I should say. Mentioned the loss to the Cougars on Tuesday, 4-3. The Rattlers' 6th loss in district play, coming by 2 runs or fewer. A strikeout by Malone starts the game as he retires Gonzalez. That sends up Ryan Wilder for the Rattlers with nobody on and 1 away. Wilder had a hit in the first inning of Tuesday's game and scored the Rattlers' first run. San Marcos jumped out to a 2-zip lead Tuesday night. Ahead of the count against Malone, 1 ball to no strikes. His brother, Josh Wilder, was a great Rattler player, all-district a couple of years ago, and now playing in the Ivy Leagues at Brown University. A ball and a strike to Wilder. Ruben Miranda waits on deck. Malone's 1-1 paints the inner half for strike 2. Mentioned the Rattlers' overall record of 8-21. In district play, they're 2-10, alone in 7th place. Back-to-back strikeouts by Malone starts the game. And for Malone now this season, that's 39 strikeouts. Brings up Ruben Miranda for the Rattlers. Well, look at Malone's last start. It came a week ago, last Friday at Steele. 5 innings of work and got a no decision. Gave up 3 earned runs in what was an eventual Canyon win in 10 innings. Struck out 7 night batters and walked 4. That ball's going to fall in for a 2-out single, and maybe more as it gets out of the glove of Holt in right field, and Miranda will head over to second base. Brought up the 2-run first for San Marcos on Tuesday. Both runs scored with 2 outs as Gage Mason steps up for the Rattlers, who are playing in this district for the first time in 26-6A after district realignment. Wagner and San Marcos essentially swapped as Wagner moved down to Class 5A. 1 ball, no strikes to Mason. And this has been a difficult first year for San Marcos in this tough district. They were a playoff team a year ago in an Austin area district back in 2018. The count is now a ball and a strike to the batter Mason with Miranda at second base. The Rattlers were officially eliminated from playoff contention after getting swept by Smithson Valley last week. One and 2 now the count to Mason. Julian De Leon awaits on deck for San Marcos. Tonight, the Rattlers trying to avoid suffering its 4th straight sweep in 26-6A play. Malone's 1-2. A ground ball on the right side. And it bounces off of Piles' glove into center field. That will score a run. The error charged to the second baseman Piles. 1-0 San Marcos on top after Malone struck out the first 2 batters. That'll bring up De Leon for the Rattlers. The senior walked with the bases loaded in the first inning on Tuesday that gave the Rattlers a 2-0 lead. Veteran player for head coach Brian Webb. The senior swings and misses for strike 1. He is a team captain for San Marcos along with Nick Villalobos and Colt Osman. And we'll see Villalobos bat 7 tonight for San Marcos. Nothing in 2 now. Malone ahead against De Leon. Richard Santiana on deck for San Marcos, an early 1-0 lead. The 0-2. And that got away from Reisdorf, and that will advance the runner Mason over to second base. On the road this year, San Marcos is 3-6, while the Cougars at home 11-5. Although they lost their last home game last Tuesday against Steele. The only loss the Cougars have suffered over the past 5 games. Count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. De Leon, the batter for San Marcos, is the 5th batter of the inning that the lefty Malone has faced. Two. That ball hit towards left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. And here comes Mason. The throw to the plate. The tag down. And they got him. And a physical altercation between Mason and the catcher Reisdorf leads to the dugouts clearing for both teams. And the umpires come out to clean it up and send the teams back to their dugouts as well. Coach Muchagemba arguing on behalf of his catcher Reisdorf, as Mason ran right into him. He's ruled out, and hopefully cooler heads prevail here. A 1-0 Rattler lead at the end of a half inning. We go to the bottom of the first on the Cougars Network.
It's the Book of John Gray, and we're back. I've been called to lead a church in South Carolina.
I don't fit what people believe a first lady is.
What about the wannaboos? Can't keep watching you make bad choices and praying for the other shoe doesn't drop.
Watch OWN, GVTC Channel 555.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Hello, Brides of America. Do you want to be part of an incredible wedding event? You can join on the fun at tlc.com/casting, and you could get the ultimate Kleinfeld experience. Be married by me in TLC's biggest wedding ceremony ever, and be on Say Yes to the Dress America.
Watch TLC, GVTC Channel 553.
And welcome back on the Cougars Network. There is a new right fielder in the game for San Marcos. It is no longer Gage Mason. Instead, it is Cannon Webb, the son of head coach Brian Webb, out at right field. And we haven't got an official ruling, but it's possible that Gage Mason was ejected after a physical confrontation at home plate, a play at the plate. Mason tried to run over Chance Reisdorf, made contact with Reisdorf, the Canyon catcher, on an on-target throw from Reagan Hopper in left field. The dugout's cleared as a result. Umpires broke it up, and it looks like that Mason has been taken out of the game.
All right, leading off for the Cougs tonight, number 13, Payne McKay.
And now you look at the San Marcos defense. Cannon Webb is now in right field for San Marcos. Ryan Wilder's in center. Richard Santillana's in left. On the infield for the Rattlers, Nick Villalobos at third, Isaac Gonzalez at short, Ruben Miranda is at second, Julian De Leon is at first. Sean Escobar is the catcher. For the starting pitcher for the Rattlers, Aaron Martinez. And looking for his first win on the hill for the Rattlers. He's 0-3 so far on the mound. And he'll face Payne McKay to start the Canyon half of the first inning. Number 13 against number 13 here. Martinez against McKay as he takes ball one. The senior batting .322 on the year. That's one of the 3 Canyon home runs that has also driven in 20. Third of the team at hits is McKay with 23 of them, one behind Damian Carrion for second. And ahead of the count against Martinez, 2 balls and no strikes. (3-0) now to Martinez. The only run of the game scored by Ruben Miranda in the top of this inning, following an error committed by Landon Piles. And that 3-0 pitch misses down and away. And McKay draws a 4-pitch walk. Now the batter, Damian Carrion for Canyon.
Now batting for the Cougs, number 15, Damian Carrion.
The junior hitting .358 on the season. 24 hits on the year for Carrion. A couple of those doubles, and leads the team in runs scored this season with 29. And tied for the team lead in walks drawn with 20. Impressive junior year for Carrion. And Martinez, the pitcher, is asking for the defense to shift differently. The shortstop, Gonzalez, was coming in on the infield grass and now moves back. Carrion showing a bunt. Instead takes ball one. The Rattlers led 2-0 at the end of the first inning on Tuesday and held that 2-zip lead going into the third, until the Cougars struck for 3 runs in the top half of that inning. That bunt is down, but it is going to. Boy, I thought it was going to shoot foul, but it stayed fair. An infield bunt single for Damian Carrion. It's his 25th hit of the season. Just kept waiting for the ball to kick to the right. It never did. As Strasner steps in for Canyon. With 2 on and nobody out. Strasner batting .256, no homers and 22 RBI with the sophomore. He shows a bunt and takes a breaking ball low and ahead of the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Strasner has 4 doubles on the season, one of them a 2-run double in the win over the Rattlers 2 nights ago. And right now, Martinez having issues finding the strike zone. He walked McKay on 4 pitches. And now behind it against Strasner, 2 balls and no strikes. Strasner, the future Texas A&M Aggie, has already verbally committed to play in College Station. There's a bunt down. And the only play is not going to be made at first base. The throw was not in time as Martinez had trouble fielding the baseball. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Now batting for the Cougs, number 27, James Perez.
So after a 4-pitch walk to McKay, back-to-back bunt singles for Carrion and Strasner. Nobody out for James Perez. Not the player you want to face with the bases loaded if you're San Marcos. Perez leads the team in batting average a hair under 400. 2 homers, 33 RBI. Both lead the team as well. It also has a team best 8 doubles on the season. Big frame for Perez, 6'3", 230. The senior has 39 hits on the year. And he too will play collegiately, but not baseball. He'll play football at Texas A&M Kingsville. First pitch, a breaking ball that is blocked by Esquivel. And that will send Coach Webb out to the mound. Brian Webb, at his 13th season at San Marcos, 165 wins as Rattlers head coach. He has the honor of coaching his sons on this year's team, Gunner and Cannon. Right now, Cannon playing out in right field. The Cougar base runners meet. And the meeting on the mound is now over as Coach Reagan Muchagimba circles around just outside the dugout and resumes his place coaching at third. That's where McKay is. Carrion is a runner at second, and Strasner at first, and nobody out with Perez ahead of the count, 1 ball and no strikes. That ball lined to left field. That is going to be caught. What a play by Santiata in left for the inning's first out.
Now batting for the Cougs, number 9, Reagan Hopper.
And a big out number 1 there for San Marcos. A tip of the cap by Martinez, the pitcher, to Santiata out in left field. If he misplays that ball, the bases could clear. But he made the catch, 1 away. And San Marcos still holding on to this 1-0 lead as Reagan Hopper steps up with 1 away. The curveball misses outside, a ball with no strikes. There's not been a taken strike or a swinging strike by Canyon batter yet in this game. And Hopper, the 5th batter that Martinez has faced. And that streak continues. 2 balls and no strikes. Hopper batting .265 in his senior season. No homers, 13 RBI. Has a hitter's count. And the 2-0 for Martinez is low below the knees. 3 balls and no strikes. Honorable mention, All-District a year ago. Reagan Hopper, who also has played football here at Canyon, was a starting linebacker for the Cougars this past fall. That the first taken strike by Canyon tonight, although Hopper thought it was ball 4 on a good bell-tie curveball there from Martinez. Entertaining start to this game. 3-1. That missed, and it ties the game at an RBI walk for Reagan Hopper. McKay scores a game-tying run as the Cougars go station to station. Carry on now at third. Straister at second, and Hopper at first base.
Number 16, Chance Reisdorf.
At a long first inning, 2. The Rattlers rallied for a run with 2 outs in the top of the first, and the top half of the inning ending dramatically on a play at the plate, leading to an altercation and the dugouts clearing. And a long bottom of the first here from Martinez on the mound for the Rattlers. But it's ahead against Reisdorf, 0-1. The Cougars do have 2 hits in this inning, but neither one of those hits resulted in a ball leaving the infield. Both bunt singles. 0-2, and a good breaking ball there for Martinez. Reisdorf, the batter, who's had some big games in district play this season, to include a 3-for-3 night and a win over Judson back in April the 2nd. Takes ball 1 outside. Doubled and walked in that game as well, in what was a 6-1 win in Converse. Breaking ball hit to left field, and a base hit will give the Cougars their first lead of the night. That will score Carry On, and the bases remain loaded.
Parker Frazzled in to run.
A courtesy runner in here for Canyon. Parker Vriesel.
Now batting for the Cougs, number 1, Landon Piles.
At first base in place of Reisdorf, the catcher. And that will allow him a chance to get his catcher gear on. Piles the batter. Now for the Cougars. Base is still loaded and 1 away. 2-1 the Canyon lead. For Reisdorf, that was RBI number 10 of the season. And the first pitch is low, ball 1 to Piles. The sophomore second baseman stands 5'7", 140 pounds. Batting .292 in his first year as a Cougar. That ball is a soft liner towards right field. It's going to be caught on the run by Cannon Webb. Now 2 down of the inning. And none of the runners advance. Sends up Michael Bassett.
Now batting number 25, Michael Bassett.
If Martinez can escape this, having given up just the 2 runs, it would be a minor victory going into the second. After loading the bases and not recording it out. And Bassett, the 8th batter of the inning. He scored the game-winning run on Tuesday in the 9th inning following an error committed by the Rattlers. First pitch is line but foul as Bassett falls behind 0-1. Has really made a name for himself on the mound this season for Canyon. Bassett a team leading 9 starts in 2019. A 1 pitch, last the other way and foul. Runs the count to 0-2. Big workload for Bassett on the hill. 46 innings pitched, also a staff high. And leads the team in strikeouts with 50 on the mound for the Cougars. 0-2 from Martinez, fouled away. Resetting the runners for you over at third base is Strasner for Canyon. Hopper's at second, and the courtesy runner Vrazel is at first. The 0-2. A ground ball could end the inning. It's bobbled by the third baseman Villalobos. His throw takes De Leon off the bag, and the runner is ruled safe.
Now batting number 11 for the Cougs, Connor Holt.
So Bassett is safe at first base. Strasner scores a 3-1 Canyon lead. And that will be charged as an E5, an error against Villalobos at third base. And now the 9th batter of the inning, Connor Holt. And the base is again loaded. A ball to no strikes. Holt the batter for Canyon. The senior hitting .242 this year, 8 for 33. That'll leave him the count of a ball and a strike. Five of the first 6 batters of the inning reaching for Canyon. And moments ago, a run-scoring error charged to Villalobos. It is a 3-1 Canyon lead. Curveball misses, 2 balls and a strike. On deck for the Cougars, Payne McKay, who began the inning with a walk on 4 pitches. Misses inside, 3-1. Martinez already walked a batter in earlier in the inning. Gave up that RBI walk to Regan Hopper. And right now, Hopper's at third base. Martinez with the 3-1, and he walked it another one. An RBI walk for Connor Holt. That's his 6th RBI this season. And that could spell the end for Martinez. Here comes Coach Webb onto the mound. And that's it for Martinez. A pitching change for the Rattlers with the Cougars on top, 4-1. We'll have the new pitcher coming up on the other side of this break on the Cougars Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to the Army National Guard, Baden, Balfour, Baylor Scott and White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, and Tick-A-Tap Ticketing. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community, and thank you for listening to this state playoff contest. Enjoy the game.
Rattlers head coach Brian Webb trying to stop the bleeding. A 4-run bottom of the first for the Cougars continues as the Rattlers make a pitching change. And coming in from center field, Ryan Wilder will now pitch for the Rattlers, replacing Aaron Martinez. And as a result, San Marcos also shifting its defense as Wilder moves out of center field. And Richard Santillana will now move from left to center. And Eric Velasquez off the bench, now in left for San Marcos. Payne McKay with the second first inning at bat and takes strike one from Wilder. McKay did not see a strike against Martinez earlier in the inning, walking on 4 pitches. Wilder's 0-1 is up and in against McKay. He evens a count at a ball and a strike. Raisel, the runner at third base. Bassett is at second. Holt is at first. Holt was the one who chased Martinez out of the game, drawing an RBI walk that drove home Reagan Hopper, giving Canyon this 4-1 lead. Two and one to McKay. Now 3 balls at a strike. Base hit here could really blow the game open if you're Canyon. And instead, another RBI walk. Raisel scores the Cougars' 5th run of the night.
Now batting number 15, Damian Carrion.
The 3rd Canyon player to walk with the bases loaded in this half inning. And this 5-run first continues. Now it's Damian Carrion, who had a bunt single early in the inning and later scored. And looks at ball 1. Rattler pitching was solid on Tuesday, held the Cougars to 4 runs across 9 innings. 5 runs already here in the first. And Carrion ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Scored his 30th run of the season early in the inning to lead the team. Wilder's 2-0, paints the outside corner for strike 1. Just 1 game left for Canyon in the regular season. After tonight, it will come against rival New Braunfels on Tuesday. And that game could have big implications depending on what happens tonight between New Braunfels and Smithson Valley. The Cougars are 2 games back of the Unicorns for second place. If Canyon holds on to win this game and New Braunfels loses to the Rangers, Canyon could catch New Braunfels in the standings with a win on Tuesday. 2-2 pitch, fouled away. Carrion stays alive. And finishing second or third can be the difference between playing Westlake if the Cougars finish in 3rd place or playing Hayes if they finish in 2nd in the first round of the playoffs. Base is still full. 2 away. And Carrion stays alive. The bases have been full in every at-bat since Strasner had a bunt single way back early in the inning as he was the 3rd batter at the bottom of the first. A check swing. Carrion holds up, fills the count at 3-2. The runners can go on the pitch. Wilder looking for the strike zone, finds it, but a foul ball means that Carrion will see at least 1 more pitch from Wilder here in the bottom of the first inning. Runs him is scored by McKay, Carrion, Strasner, Hopper, and Brazel. Bassett at third base. Hold at second. And McKay at first. The 3-2. Poke towards right field, dropping foul. A good battle here between Ryan Wilder on the mound and Damian Carrion at the plate. Straisner awaits on deck. Carrion, the 11th batter of the inning. Sends that ball up the middle. It is picked by Miranda. Throw to first base is in time. No, it's not. It pulled him off the bag. So Carrion has his second infield base hit. This one drives home another run. Bassett scores a 6-1 Canyon lead. Carrion the RBI. And now it's Straisner. Base is still loaded. First pitch swinging in the air to right center field. That ball is going to be caught on the run by Santiata. Finally ends the first inning as the Cougars strike for 6 and take a 6-1 lead into the second on the Cougars Network.
Ashley Home Store is proud to sponsor Canyon Cougars. Go Cougs!
You got to skip up today.
Watch FS1, GVTC, channel 515. Do you know what's perfect? Wick Productions teaming up with the Canyon Cougars. No kidding. We take pause when we hear you cheer for replays on the scoreboard. And we love the feline we get when you visit CougarsNetwork.com. Don't forget to subscribe, right? Meow. Isn't that right? What? Cat got your tongue? Mew it.
Barnwood Builders is all new and bringing out their Sunday best.
We didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Every old barn unlocks new stories.
This is the initial of his great-great-grandfather.
History can't save itself, but they can.
To save it, it feels good right here.
An all-new Barnwood Builders, Sunday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC, channel 126.
Your life is full of journeys. You're always on the go, dealing with ever-changing challenges. And there's a place
Bats produced 6 runs a game alone, a 5-run lead as we start the top of the second. And the first pitch of the inning is outside to Richard Santiata for San Marcos. The Rattlers grabbed an early 1-0 lead. The Cougars, though, responding for, again, 6 runs in the bottom half of the first. Coming off of 4 hits, all of them singles. 1 Rattler error committed, and the Cougars still left 3 men on base. The inning finally ended on a fly out to right center by Austin Straisner. Canyon sending 12 batters to the plate in the bottom of the first. After a swing and a miss, Santiata falls behind 1-2. The Cougars tonight playing for a sweep with the Rattlers and also for the 3rd win overall. 3rd consecutive win. Another strikeout from Malone. His 3rd tonight. As Santiata is retired. Sends up Nick Villalobos.
Now batting number 10, Nick Villalobos.
And both wins, the current winning streak for Canyon, have come in extra innings. It was a 5-4 win over the Rattlers in 9 innings on Tuesday. Canyon won over Steele in 10 innings this past Friday. Both of those wins coming on the road as Villalobos falls behind 0-1. And the Cougars at 8-4 in 26-6A play have clinched a playoff berth. A ball and a strike to Villalobos. Sean Esquivel awaits on deck. Canyon missed out on the postseason a year ago in Coach Munchigimba's first year. 1-2 now. Playing very good baseball as of late. After the Cougars suffered a sweep against first place East Central, the Cougars have won 4 out of their past 5. Malone has his 4th strikeout. He began the first inning with back-to-back strikeouts of Gonzalez and Wilder, and back-to-back punch-outs of Santiana and Villalobos to start the second. Brings up Sean Esquivel, the catcher for the Rattlers. If the Cougars hold on and win this game, it would be their 4th sweep in 26-6A play this season. Malone misses low there for ball 1. You look at the 26-6A standings, and again, East Central in first place. The Hornets are 11-1. A 1-game lead over New Braunfels. The Unicorns are in second place at 10-2. Canyon alone in third at 8-4. They lead fourth place Smithson Valley by a game. And the Cougars do own the tiebreaker over the Rangers, having swept the season series. There is one other team alive in the postseason race. It's 5th place Clemens. 2-2 now to Esquivel. Martinez awaiting on deck. The Buffaloes are 2 games back of the Rangers for 4th place, and the two play each other on Tuesday. So Clemens could still catch Smithson Valley. And that's a game we'll have for you on our sister network, Rangers Network. Looking at the district schedule tonight, again, New Braunfels is at Smithson Valley, and a Ranger win clinches a playoff berth for them. The 2-2 just misses, fills the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Those two met on Tuesday, New Braunfels and Smithson Valley. The Unicorns won that game with a walk-off, 4-3. That's a 2-out walk. The first given up by Malone tonight. That'll send up the pitcher. Martinez was actually, again, taken out of the game in the bottom of the first inning. And so it's Eric Velasquez batting here for San Marcos.
Now batting number 23, Eric Velasquez.
Other games around 26-6-8 tonight. Clemens is hosting Judson. And again, the Buffaloes have to win that game and the Rangers have to lose for Clemens to keep his playoff hopes alive. Strike 1 to Velasquez. The other game features Steele at East Central. The Hornets enter that game on a 7-game winning streak. Their only district loss came at Smithson Valley on March 22nd. A win tonight, and the Hornets will claim the 26-6-8 title. Inside for ball 1. Velasquez is senior at the plate right now for San Marcos. Had a big opening day for the Rattlers, as he falls behind 1-2. Mentioned that the Rattlers essentially traded places with Wagner in the district. Well, San Marcos played Wagner on opening day. Velasquez knocked out a 2-run triple and a 6-0 victory over the Thunderbirds. Malone's 1-2. And Velasquez wouldn't chase. With the bases empty and 2 outs in the first inning, San Marcos rallied for a run. The bases were empty with 2 outs before Esquivel walked on a full count pitch. But no rally here as Malone has now struck out 5 Rattlers in the game. We go to the bottom of the second. Cougars on top, 6-1 on the Cougars Network.
Barnwood Builders is all new and bringing out their Sunday best.
We didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Every old barn unlocks new stories.
This is the initial of his great-great-grandfather.
History can't save itself, but they can.
To save it, it feels good right here.
An all-new Barnwood Builders, Sunday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC Channel 126.
Our life has changed a lot.
Gained a new house, a puppy, and a baby. We're a family now.
Wow, there's a whole other life out there than this farm.
Looking hard at what our future looks like. The most transitional point in the roll-off history ever.
Little People, Big World. Tuesdays at 9 on TLC.
Watch TLC GVTC Channel 553.
All the good love. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga. Keep it up, world. Yeah, you turn me on. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I said I'm hooked on a feeling.
The Canyon Bats produced 6 runs in the bottom of the first inning. Let's see what they can do here in the bottom of the second. Do up Perez, Hopper, and Reisdorf. Batters 4, 5, and 6. A 6-1 lead, and the Cougars have already gotten to the Rattler bullpen, chasing Aaron Martinez, the starter, out of the game, lasting just 2/3 of an inning. And all 6 runs charged to Martinez in the first before he was relieved by Ryan Wilder. Wilder only retired one of the 3 batters he faced back in the first inning. Behind against Perez, now 3-0. Perez was one of the outs for the Cougars in the first. Again, they sent 12 to the plate, 9 reached. Perez, though, flew out to left field with the bases loaded. And that pitch not even close. Perez draws a leadoff walk. That is the 5th walk tonight the Cougars have drawn. And out of the batter is Reagan Hopper.
Now batting number 9, Reagan Hopper.
Perez not a player who draws a lot of walks. That's just his 5th of the season. Always up there swinging as Hopper steps up. Drove in the Cougars' first run on an RBI walk of his own back in the first. I've talked a lot about the 26-6A district in terms of baseball. Some big news in district football today. Wilder's first pitch, a breaking ball at the knees, strike 1 to Hopper. Judson head football coach Sean McAuliffe has left Judson to take over at Cy Ranch. So one of the great coaches in a great district is no longer in 26-6A. Very curious to see who Judson hires next. Coming off their great 2018 fall. 1-2 now to Hopper. So many great coaches carving out names themselves at Judson. Of course, the great D.W. Rutledge. comes to mind. 1-2, the 1-2 pitch rather, is down and away for ball 2. Wilder's 2-2. That misses as well. Fills the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Canyon 4 runs away from another double-digit game this season. They have scored 10 or more runs 7 times this year. A ground ball off the glove of Wilder. Could be a double play, though, and it is. Turned in by Ruben Miranda on a 4-3 double play. 2 outs.
Now batting for the Cougs, number 16, Chance Reisdorf.
That brings up Reisdorf, who had an RBI single to left field back in the first inning. And that was the only RBI on a ball hit to the outfield for the Cougars in that 6th run, bottom of the first. His courtesy runner, Vrazel, later scored of the inning as well. A ball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. The first time the Cougars scored 10 or more runs came in the second game of the season in a 15-0 rout of Edinburgh North at the Border Olympics tournament. Canyon then racked up 16 runs in a win over Seguin at the Comal ISD tournament. 3-0 to Reisdorf. Lennon Piles awaits on deck. 11 runs each for Canyon in wins over Madison and Fort Worth Bosworth. And 10 runs early in district play at Smithson Valley. Strike 1 here to Reisdorf. Canyon season high in runs scored, 19. A 19-10 slugfest victory over Churchill on March the 8th at the San Antonio Classic. A 2-out walk for Reisdorf. We'll send up Piles with 2 away. And again, the Cougars will send in a courtesy runner, Vrazel. As Piles bats, he's 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to right field back in the first inning. Canyon sitting on 21 wins this year. On top by 5, 6-1. It's almost easy to forget that there was a controversial play at the plate in this game in the top of the first inning that led to the removal of Gage Mason for San Marcos. As he went crashing to home plate against Chance Reisdorf, both players jumped up immediately, got in each other's faces. The dugouts cleared before the umpires broke it all up. Good looking curveball there, in for strike 2 to Piles. Piles wouldn't chase the ball in 2 strikes. Brought up the Comal ISD tournament earlier. Piles had a really good tournament that week, going 8 for 14, and was awarded a game ball by the San Antonio Express-News for his efforts. Kind of an honorable mention player of the week. A ground ball to short. Gonzalez makes a play, and the Cougars don't score in the second, but still nursing his 6-1 lead as we go to the third on the Cougars Network.
Thrilled to work with QVC and HSN on Beauty with Benefits.
You know us from our stories about lifestyle trends.
But many of us also have cancer stories.
My mom's been cancer-free since 2017.
And I'm a thyroid cancer survivor. Now, help brave people living and working with cancer.
Shop Beauty with Benefits and your purchase supports cancer and careers.
Plus, get amazing items in the Skip with Purchase bag. Because brave is beautiful.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Hello, Brides of America. Do you want to be part of an incredible wedding event? You can join on the fun at tlc.com/casting, and you could get the ultimate Kleinfeld experience. Be married by me in TLC's biggest wedding ceremony ever. And be on Say Yes to the Dress America.
Watch TLC, GVTC, Channel 553.
Well, look at San Marcos head coach Brian Webb, and again his 13th season at San Marcos, 165 wins. Veteran coach and has enjoyed a lot of success at San Marcos. After the tough loss to the Cougars on Tuesday, quoted as saying that this team has got a week left and wants his players to enjoy every minute they've got with one another. Despite the fact the Rattlers not playing for the postseason, but playing for pride tonight, end of the finale coming up on Tuesday against East Central. He's seen a lot of these players grow up with his own kids. Again, his sons playing on the team, Cannon and Gunner, and have played with the teammates of theirs for this Rattler team dating back to Little League. And wants this group to honor themselves and the program by finishing out the season the right way. A hit by pitch by Malone starts the third inning for the Rattlers as Gonzalez reaches base.
Now batting number 3, Ryan Wilder.
That sends up Ryan Wilder. Looking at Josh Malone so far tonight for the Cougars, 2 innings of work and has struck out 5. The Rattlers, though, got him for a run on an error committed by Piles in the first inning. But after that, a 6-run bottom of the first for Canyon. Brought up the success for Coach Webb. Over the past 10 years, dating back to 2009, the Rattlers have posted 6 20-win seasons. Malone misses now, 2 balls and no strikes to Wilder. You look at the 2016 team just 3 years ago, one that reached the third round of the playoffs, a team headlined by David Hamilton, a star for San Marcos, now playing at the University of Texas and has big leaguer written all over him. Although Hamilton not playing this year, suffered a tough non-baseball injury, tearing his ACL right before the 2019 season began for the Longhorns. David growing up in San Marcos, his dad played baseball at Southwest Texas. And his son, David, again the former Rattler just a few years ago, has been a kind of a Bobcat killer in his career, getting to his dad's old team. Hit a walk-off grand slam against Texas State in Austin this past season. Getting back to the Rattler program as the count is even to Wilder, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A year ago, they finished with a losing record for the first time in more than a decade. However, San Marcos made some noise in the playoffs in 2018. They upset Round Rock Cedar Ridge, a 1 seed of the first round, at a 2-1 win last season. So Coach Webb, again, has put together a nice program for San Marcos, albeit a tough 2019 for the Rattlers this year. Malone just misses what would have been his 6th strikeout at a tough 2-strike pitch for Wilder to take. "3-2. He got him. There's his 6th strikeout. All of them coming via swinging. And now it's Ruben Miranda for the Rattlers.
Now batting for the Rattlers, number 19, Ruben Miranda.
Miranda was a tough luck loser on the mound for the Rattlers on Tuesday in the 5-4 Canyon win over San Marcos. The senior has had some big moments at his San Marcos career as he takes strike 1. There was a monster week for Miranda last year as a junior in March of 2018 that saw Miranda named the 6A hitter of the week. In that week, he doubled, tripled, and hit a grand slam, driving in 9. Almost behind against Malone, 0-2. All district as a sophomore back in 2017. The runner goes. There's a strikeout. Is there a throw him out? There is not. Gonzalez has a stolen base, but Malone has another strikeout of the game. That's now 7 for the left-hander.
Now batting for the Rattlers, number 21, Cannon Webb.
That matches the junior's total in his last start last Friday against Steele. It took him 5 innings to get there. Just 2 2/3 so far and 7 strikeouts from Malone. And here's Webb, his first at-bat tonight. Gage Mason was the one hitting 4th in the order, but was the one that ran over Chance Reisdorf at home plate, leading to his removal. The 1-0 to Webb backs him off the plate, but he takes strike 1. He is the younger of the 2 brothers playing on this year's team. Gunner, a junior, and Cannon, the batter, a sophomore. And now goes and talks to Pop. Have to imagine a lot of baseball conversations over the years between those two. A lot of discussions teaching the game, fundamentals, helping develop Cannon over the years, and now playing varsity baseball for Dad. And Webb falls behind 1-2 on the swing and miss. Malone already 2 strikeouts in the inning and 7 for the game. Malone's 1-2. He's got 8. Josh Malone dealing tonight for Canyon. Cougars still leading 6-1 on the Cougars Network. We're back in a moment.
It's the Book of John Gray, and we're back. I've been called to lead a church in South Carolina.
I don't fit what people believe a first lady is.
What about the wannaboos? Can't keep watching you make bad choices and praying for the other shoe doesn't drop.
Watch OWN, GVTC, channel 555.
Our life has changed a lot.
You know, gained a new house, a puppy, and a baby. We're a family now.
Wow, there's a whole other life out there than this farm.
Looking hard at what our future looked like. The most transitional point in the roll-off history ever.
Little People, Big World. Tuesdays at 9 on TLC.
Watch TLC, GVTC, channel 553.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
238,900 miles on the Earth's surface is the moon, but it feels like you could just reach out and grab it on this beautiful Thursday night from New Braunfels. Cougars on top 6-1 as we start the bottom of the third. And coming up for Canyon, Michael Bassett, Connor Holt, and Payne McKay. And thank goodness for the advent of Google and mobile phones. I had no idea that information until 18 seconds ago. Bassett starts the Canyon 30, 0 for 1, but reached on an error by Villalobos in the first, and later scored one of 6 Canyon runs in the bottom of the first inning. Full moon coming out on Easter weekend. Easter coming up on Sunday. Locals hoping the rain stays away on Sunday. Rain earlier this morning, late last night. Haven't seen any rain during the game here this evening, but very windy. Again, the wind blowing at about 24 miles per hour at first pitch. So much so, we saw quite a bit of debris that was caught on the net behind home plate that finally blew away moments ago. There was a plastic grocery bag that looked like it was going to be stuck up there for years. And I think at some point, objects are being thrown at the bag well before the game started to try and knock it down. But Mother Nature took care of it. Good looking breaking ball there. Now that is a strikeout. And by the way, a new pitcher on the mound for the Rattlers, it's Santillana. Now on the mound for San Marcos. So no longer in center field for the Rattlers. Santillana has moved from center to the mound. And I imagine that he and Wilder just flipped places in the field. Wilder back in at center field for San Marcos, as Connor Holt takes ball one low. Now that was the first strikeout for Rattler pitching here tonight. Santillana, another effective breaking ball. And the count even at a ball and a strike. Inning and 2/3, or inning and a third rather, for Wilder tonight. No runs given up off a hit. Walked 3 with no strikeouts. Relieving Aaron Martinez, a starter for San Marcos, who could not escape the first inning. Martinez lasting 2/3 of an inning in his start, surrendering 6 runs off 3 hits and walked 3 batters as well. Santillana's 3-1 is low. Another walk is his 7th. The Cougars have drawn tonight. Now Payne McKay was walked twice himself. One of those walks, the RBI variety, back in the second. It felt like the Cougars were batting with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning for about a week. That inning saw the Cougars send 12 to the plate. None of those batters reaching. Scored 6 times and wound up leaving the bases loaded. Meanwhile, Connor Holt, a 2-walk night. For Canyon now has 11 walks on the year. Swing and a miss by McKay against Santillana. Falls behind, 0-1. McKay, second team All-District last year in 27 6A, batting .384 as a junior. Stole 19 bases and drove in 14. A ground ball to the shortstop. Gonzalez had to go through the wickets. And that will send Holt over to third base. Another rather error, and the throw gets away from the third baseman Villalobos. But Santillana there to back it up as McKay takes second on a 2-base fielding error committed by Gonzalez.
Now batting number 15, Damian, carry on.
So McKay at second. Again, a senior for the Cougars, and this time next year will be playing college baseball at Vernon College, where he has signed his letter of intent. Now Damian carry on. Had a couple of infield singles back in the first inning, scored a run and drove in another. Although the Cougars have these 6 runs, there hasn't been that one big hit in this game. Scored those 6 runs on small ball, walks, infield base hits, taking advantage of Rattler defensive miscues. But there wasn't that 2-run single or bases clearing double, nothing like that for Canyon in that 6-run first. Carry on could drive in 2 with a base hit here. Instead, a chopper on the infield, and nobody will advance as Miranda makes a play over to De Leon at first base. Now 2 outs for the batter, Austin Straisner.
Now up for the Cougs, number 8, Austin Straisner.
Straisner had a couple of at-bats in that 6-run first inning, one of them a bunt single, resulting in a run scored, and the other a fly out to right, finally ending the inning. And Santillana delivers strike 1. Has pitched pretty well since he relieved Wilder to start this inning. Already has a strikeout. And now trying to escape the bottom of the third unscathed. As the count evens to the ball and a strike. And James Perez awaiting on deck. Sun setting and the full moon is out here at Cougar Field as Straisner falls behind 1-2. Bright baseball future ahead of Straisner. Again, he'll play at Texas A&M collegiately as he takes ball 2 outside and played for Team USA's under-16 national team this past summer. What an opportunity that was for the sophomore. A ground ball, though, should end the inning. Miranda can't find the baseball, and Straisner is safe. So another error in this game as Connor Holt scores. 7-1 Cougars on top.
James Perez.
3 San Marcos errors in the game, 2 in this inning. As Perez steps up with runners on the corners and 2 out. Perez 0 for 1 with a walk so far tonight. Had a big game early in district play this season on the road against rival Smithson Valley. Perez 4 for 4 that night. As he pops this one up, should be playable. In foul ground, the catch is made by De Leon to end the Canyon third. In the inning, 1 run off no hits, a couple of errors, and 2 men left. We go to the 4th, all Cougars on the Cougars Network.
Do you know what's perfect? Wick Productions teaming up with the Canyon Cougars. No kidding. We take pause when we hear you cheer for replays on the scoreboard. And we love the feline we get when you visit CougarsNetwork.com. Don't forget to subscribe, right? Meow. Isn't that right? What? Cat got your tongue? Mew it.
Barnwood Builders is all new and bringing out their Sunday best.
We didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Every old barn unlocks new stories.
This is the initial of his great-great-grandfather.
History can't save itself, but they can.
To save it, it feels good right here.
An all-new Barnwood Builders, Sunday night at 9, only on DIY Network.
Watch DIY GVTC Channel 126.
All the good love. Ooga, chaka, ooga, ooga. Keep it up, world. Yeah, you turn me on. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I said I'm hooked on a feeling.
The scoreboard tells a story, all Canyon, as we start the top of the 4th inning and the Cougars leading 7-1. And a big night on the mound so far for left-hander Josh Malone for the Cougars. He has struck out 8. 2 strikeouts in the first, 3 in both the second and the third. As we will see batters 5, 6, and 7 bat for the Rattlers here in the road half of the 4th inning. De Leon, Santiago, and Villalobos. These two programs meeting for the 7th time over the past 6 years. Until the win the Cougars had on Tuesday, Canyon had lost 5 straight games to San Marcos dating back to 2013. Nothing in 2 quickly here to De Leon, who has the Rattlers' only hit of the game, a single to left field back in the first inning. A ball and 2 strikes in the win on Tuesday. Again, Canyon fell behind 2-0 at the end of the first inning and then took the lead with a 3-run third in San Marcos. The Rattlers later tied the game at 3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the game remained scoreless until the 9th. And again, it was Michael Bassett scoring the eventual game-winning run at the top of the 9th inning on an error committed by the Rattlers. One of 2 they committed that night, 3 so far this evening. 3-2 to De Leon, with Santiago awaiting on deck. And he lost him. A leadoff walk is the second walk of the game surrendered by Malone. What a bore with nobody out for Richard Santiago. Malone from the stretch, swing and a miss by Santiago, who struck out Swinging against Malone back in the second. It falls behind early, 0-1. Rattlers 8-21 on the year, losers of 7 in a row. 2-10 in 26-6A play in 7th place and eliminated from postseason contention. But they have suffered some tough luck along the way. 6 of those 10 district losses coming by either 1 or 2 runs. They had a pretty wild series against Steele earlier in 26-6A play. The two teams split the series, both games going to extra innings. Santiana checks his swing. That runs the count to 2-1. Saw Santiana take over for the Rattlers on the mound in the last half inning. Back in the bottom of the third. Gave up a run, but it wasn't earned, as the Rattlers committed a pair of errors. As time is called by Coach Mooch, he'll visit with Malone on the mound. Right now having some troubles finding the strike zone. He walked De Leon on a full count to start the inning, and right now behind against Santiana, 3-1. And I'm sure the message right now from Coach Muchagemba is that you have a 7-1 lead, throw strikes. The only way San Marcos comes back in this game is by putting runners on base. Throw strikes and force San Marcos to earn its way on with a base hit. If they do so, you tip your cap. Malone's 3-1. Off the mitt of the catcher, Reisdorf, and back-to-back walks to start the fourth inning. Sends up Nick Villalobos for the Rattlers.
Now for the Rattlers, number 10, Nick Villalobos.
Villalobos struck out swinging back in the second. He's 0 for 1. Can't imagine this is a bunt situation for the Rattlers, as tempting as it might be. They need the outs. De Leon, the runner, is second to base. Santiana is at first. But the bunt shown here by Villalobos, and takes it back as he's ahead of the count. 1 ball to no strikes. One of 3 team captains for San Marcos gets a sign from signs from third base. Malone's 1-0. A swinging strike there. And that'll leave him in the count. You look back at non-district play for these two teams. The Rattlers went 6-11. The Cougars 13-5. Playing very well in tournaments here in Comal County and in San Antonio. At home, the Cougars 11-5. On the road, the Rattlers 3-6, and they've lost 3 straight road games. And then a 6-run hole right now. Malone, the junior lefty, with a count at 2-1, now 2-2, and a foul ball hit by Villalobos. Sean Esquivel, the catcher, awaits on deck for the Rattlers. Canyon sitting at 21-9 this year, a 6-win improvement from last year. Canyon finishing exactly at 500, 15 wins, 15 losses, and a tie. And just missed out on the postseason. But the Cougars, again at 8-4 and 26-6A play this year, are back in the playoffs and in the postseason for the fourth time in the last 6 seasons. And Coach Muchagemba hoping to guide this team in a long postseason run. It's been a while. The last time the Cougars got out of the first round was 8 years ago, back in 2011. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 9 strikeouts for the southpaw, Josh Malone. And Malone now this season has 46 strikeouts, 4 shy of matching Michael Bassett with the team lead. Now the batter is Sean Esquivel. He walked against Malone back in the second. A ground ball that went off of Malone right to the second baseman, Piles, thrown to first base, and that is a 4-3 Canyon double play. And that will take care of the Rattlers in the fourth. The Cougars flashing some leather as we go to the bottom of the inning and leading 7-1.
We're thrilled to work with QVC and HSN on Beauty with Benefits.
You know us from our stories about lifestyle trends.
But many of us also have cancer stories.
My mom's been cancer-free since 2017.
And I'm a thyroid cancer survivor. Now, help brave people living and working with cancer.
Shop Beauty with Benefits and your purchase supports cancer and careers.
Plus, get amazing items in the Skip with Purchase bag. Because brave is beautiful.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Hello, brides of America. Do you want to be part of an incredible wedding event? You can join on the fun at tlc.com/casting, and you could get the ultimate Kleinfeld experience. Be married by me in TLC's biggest wedding ceremony ever. And beyond, say yes to the dress, America.
Watch TLC, GVTC, channel 553.
The Canyon Cougarettes softball team on its way to a 13-1 finish in 26-6A play and 27-5 finish to the regular season. As they lead San Marcos on the softball field 12-1, Cougar Baseball leads the Rattlers on the baseball field 7-1 as we start the bottom of the fourth inning. And coming up for the Cougars, Hopper, Reisdorf, and Piles. Batters 5, 6, and 7. And again, Canyon softball leading 12-1 over the Rattlers. Over the past 65 district games coming into tonight, Canyon softball is 60-5. They've already clinched the district title going into the game and the 26-6A's #1 seed. And Canyon will open the postseason next week. We hope to have some Cougarette softball coverage for you here on the Cougars Network moving forward as Hopper starts the Canyon fourth inning. An RBI walk back of the first. Hit into a 4-3 double play in the second. He's 0 for 1. And back out there for his second inning of work in relief is Richard Santillana for the Rattlers. And Hopper ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. brought up Canyon's season high 19 runs against Churchill back in the San Antonio Classic. Hopper had a couple of hits that night, drove in 3 in that win over the Chargers. And Hopper's now drawn 2 walks tonight. Gives him 19 of the season. That sends up Reisdorf. So Canyon has drawn 8 walks this evening. Meanwhile, Josh Malone on the mound for the Cougars has struck out 9 batters. It has been a much different story on the hill for these two teams and really tells the story of this game. Reisdorf had an RBI base hit in the first, a walk in the second. The Canyon catcher coming into the game hitting .329 in his junior season. The RBI he had back in the first inning is his 10th of the year. Behind against Santillana, 0-1, and now the count evens at a ball and a strike. Again, the Cougars have just 1 game left after tonight in the regular season. It's against rival New Braunfels. And a chance perhaps for the Cougars to catch the Unicorns for second in the 26-6A district. If New Braunfels loses tonight at Smithson Valley and the Cougars win, that game would be for second place on Tuesday. And now Santillana is a pitch away from walking the first 2 batters as he's fallen behind against Reisdorf 3-1. Instead, strike 2. Fills the count to Reisdorf. Piles awaiting on deck. All Canyon tonight with the exception of the first half inning of this game when the Rattlers took a very brief 1-0 lead. A pop-up should be playable for Miranda at second base, but instead the play is made by De Leon at first, and what away here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Now batting for the Cougs, number 1, Landon Piles.
Piles, the batter now for Canyon. He's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. Piles hitting just a hair under 300 coming into the game tonight with no homers and 12 RBI. First pitch didn't happen because a balk was called against Santillana, and that will advance Hopper over to second base. And Santillana's first pitch is fouled away by Piles. Ball's behind, 0-1. You look at Canyon's offensive numbers as a team through their first 30 games. Collectively, they're batting just under 300 at .299. A team slugging percentage of .383, on base percentage of .424. And the Cougars have now eclipsed 200 runs scored this year with their 7 runs tonight. Gives them 203 in 2019. They're averaging about 6.5 runs per game. That's a base hit to left for Piles. It will stop Hopper at third base, following Canyon's 5th hit tonight.
Now up for the Cougs, number 25, Michael Bassett.
And now the batter is Bassett, 0 for 2 officially. Did a reach, though, in the error by Villalobos in the first and later scored. Canyon has 50 extra base hits on the season, but none tonight so far. Their 5 hits, all singles. They have 3 homers in 2019, 37 doubles, and 10 triples. The 0-1 to Bassett is low for ball 1. They get a very good pitcher for the Cougars. 9 starts this season, started Tuesday's game. He's 4-3 with a 2.59 ERA. Second team all-district pitcher a year ago, Michael Bassett, winning 5 games with an ERA of 2.89, and there knocks in an RBI. His 14th of the season, and the Cougar lead now at 7 runs, 8-1 off the base hit by Bassett. And that will lead to a meeting on the mound with Coach Webb and Santiana on the hill. Maybe another change here for San Marcos. 8-1, Cougars on top, and that's it for Santiana. A new pitcher in for the Rattlers. We'll have him for you when we return on the Cougars Network. We're back in a moment.
We're thrilled to work with QVC and HSN on Beauty with Benefits.
You know us from our stories about lifestyle trends, but many of us also have cancer stories.
My mom's been cancer-free since 2017.
And I'm a thyroid cancer survivor. Now help brave people living and working with cancer.
Shop Beauty with Benefits and your purchase supports cancer and careers.
Plus, get amazing items in the Skip with Purchase bag.
Because brave is beautiful.
Your life is full of journeys. You're always on the go, dealing with ever-changing challenges. And there's a place where you always feel welcome and safe. A place you call home. But you can't be everywhere at once. Or can you? Honeywell Total Connect keeps you connected to your home no matter where you are. Receive push notifications on your iOS device every time motion is captured or someone presses your Skybell video doorbell. You can now see, hear, and speak to your visitors all through the Honeywell Total Connect iOS app.
Hello, Becky.
Hi, Aunt Susan, I'm here.
Sure, I'll open the door for you.
You can use your smartphone to disarm the security system and unlock the door for your guests while seeing, hearing, and speaking to your visitor all from one app on a single screen. Honeywell Total Connect helps to increase your home security, keeping you comfortable and always in control. Now you can focus on what truly matters. Enjoy the convenience you've never had before. Honeywell Total Connect grants you peace of mind so you'll never miss anything ever again. Picture the possibilities.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
The San Marcos Rattlers have inserted their 4th different pitcher of the game onto the mound. In place of Richard Santiana is Andrew Moreno. On the hill now for the Rattlers. 8-1 Cougars on top in the bottom of the 4th inning. It was an RBI base hit to left field by Michael Bassett that chased Santiana out of the game on the mound. And now the batter is Connor Holt, the 3rd different pitcher he has faced tonight. And Holt has walked in his first 2 at-bats. And Moreno's first pitch is low for ball 1. The inning started with a walk to Reggett Hopper. Reisdorf then popped up to De Leon at first base. But after that, back-to-back base hits, Piles and Bassett, leading to Santiana's exit. It's been a tough night for Rattler pitching. No pitcher has lasted more than an inning in the 3rd. And 8 walks so far surrendered on top of 6 singles. And 3 defensive errors haven't helped. Moreno's 2-0. Three balls, no strikes to Connor Holt, the Cougars' number 9 hitter. The lineup card about to flip over as Payne McKay waits on deck. .30, missed away, loads him up. Holt a 3-walk night. Had 9 walks all season coming into the game. The former wide receiver for Canyon's football team at first base. Over to third now is Piles. Bassett is at second for Payne McKay. 0 for 1 officially with an RBI walk, a run scored. It also reached on an error by the shortstop Gonzalez back in the third. First pitch strike from Moreno as McKay falls behind 0-1. A .322 batter coming into the game. McKay also has 8 extra base hits. A ground ball to short. Gonzalez a throw to home for the force out. Keeps the bases loaded, but the fielder's choice will take Piles out of the equation. That sends up Damian Carrion. 5'6" junior, but stout at 175 pounds. Carrion, a 2 for 3 night so far with an RBI infield single back in the second. It has also scored a run. First pitch bouncing away from Esquivel, but able to recover it. And that keeps the runners put. Now at first base, McKay. Holt the runner at second, and Bassett is at third. Another one of the dirt, but again blocked by Esquivel. But a hitter's count here for Damian Carrion at 2-0. And the catcher, Esquivel, is on his knees. May have taken the ball in a bad spot. Coach Webb looking him over. Athletic staff for Canyon also observing Esquivel right now along with our home plate umpire. And we'll step aside. 8-1, Cougars on top. Bases full and still batting in the bottom of the fourth on the Cougars Network.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to the Army National Guard, Baden, Balfour, Baylor Scott and White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, and Tick-A-Tap Ticketing. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community, and thank you for listening to this state playoff contest. Enjoy the game.
New catcher to the game for San Marcos, one of the team captains, Colt Osman, now wears the gear behind home plate after Sean Esquivel took a ball to a tough spot, taking him out of the game. With the at-bat continuing here for Damian Carry-On. The count 2 balls and no strikes. Bases loaded. And the Cougars trying to create even more separation. 2-0. At the heart of the plate, strike one from Andrew Moreno, who relieved Santillana earlier in this inning. The 4th different pitcher used tonight by Coach Brian Webb of San Marcos. Another effective-looking breaking ball down the heart of the plate for strike 2. Runner at third is Bassett. Holt is at second, and McKay, the runner, at first base. 2-2 to Carry-On. Bounces away from Osman, but right back towards the pitcher, Moreno. And that'll fill the count. Should note the Cougars already have 3 RBI walks in this game. As Carry-On calls for time. On 2 outs, the runners will go. The pitch is taken low for ball 4. The 4th RBI walk tonight for Canyon. And that will score Michael Bassett. And now a 2 RBI night for Damian Carry-On.
Now batting number 8, Austin Straisner.
And that could be it for Moreno. And it will be. Another new pitcher coming in for the Rattlers. We'll have his information for you when we return. Cougars in control, leading 9-1 on the Cougars Network.
It's the Book of John Gray, and we're back. I've been called to lead a church in South Carolina.
I don't fit what people believe a first lady is.
What about the wannaboos? Can't keep watching you make bad choices and praying for the other shoe doesn't drop.
Watch OWN, GVTC, channel 555. With university admission competition at its peak and demand in the workplace for the best and brightest young talent, the time is now to give our students the edge at Comal ISD. And that edge is Memorial Early College High School. No matter where you reside in Comal ISD, MEX will help accelerate your learning and prepare you for a lifetime of success. You have a choice to make your high school experience fit you and your way of learning. Through a unique relationship with St. Philip's College, you can earn an associate's degree of arts. That's 2 years of college for free while you are still in high school. MEX offers a combination of regular and dual credit courses taught right here by instructors that have master's degrees. Learn in a hands-on collaborative way at MEX. Research, explore, problem solve, and build long-lasting relationships with driven, focused, and great students like yourself. Our campus is unique with many opportunities to get involved in school spirit. Our many clubs, academic UIL, sports, community, and leadership opportunities will have you screaming with eagle pride and soaring to new heights of excellence. Explore your options with Comal ISD. Explore Memorial Early College High School today.
The backdrop of I-35 can be seen just outside of Cougar Field. Nightfall upon us here in New Braunfels. Cougars in control, leading 9-1. And San Marcos makes another pitching change, their 4th of the night, as they use their 5th different pitcher. And now from first base is Julian DeLeon pitching for San Marcos. And Selvin Anderson, your new first baseman for the Rattlers. Base is still full, and 2 away for Straisner. Takes DeLeon's first pitch up and inside for ball 1. Straisner so far tonight, 1 for 3, with a bunt single and a run scored. Takes a 1-0, high and tight there. 2 balls and no strikes. It has gone Martinez to Wilder to Santillana to Moreno, now to De Leon on the mound for San Marcos. The 2-0 and knee-high strike one to Strasner. Himself a pitcher at times this year. Strasner has made 5 appearances for them in relief for Coach Muchagemba. Ahead of the count, 3 balls and a strike. Again, rather remarkable that with Canyon scoring 9 runs, there's not been that big hit. No multi-run plays in the game for Canyon. Not one here either. Instead, a single run scores and another RBI walk for the Cougars, their 5th tonight. And the RBI for Strasner, his 23rd this year. And on the 9th batter of the inning comes up in James Perez. The Cougars have just 2 hits in this inning so far, but they have now drawn 4 walks. Perez 0 for 2 with a walk. And right now it appears the strategy is to force Rattler pitchers to throw strikes. The bats for the Cougars not really leaving their shoulders at all right now, and for good reason. They have drawn 11 walks so far, and the Cougars have only struck out once. Perez ahead now, 3-0. Takes all the way, and Perez draws an RBI walk of his own. That's his team leading 34th RBI this season. Run scored by McKay.
Now batting number 9, Reagan Hopper.
And that's his 2nd run scored tonight. Gives him 19 on the year. And the Cougars are now batted around here in the 4th inning. Runner at 3rd now is Damian Carry-On. Strasner at 2nd. Perez at 1st. The last 3 batters reaching all the RBI walks. As Hopper takes strike 1. He started the inning with a walk against Santillana. A ground ball left side on through for a base hit. That'll score 2. Carry-On followed by Strasner. The Cougars' first 2-run base hit tonight. And they have broken this game wide open.
Now batting for the Cougs, number 16, Chance Risdorf.
That's now a 3 RBI night for Hopper. Gives him 16 on the year. 13-1 Canyon. The only outs in this inning, a pop-up by Risdorf, who bats now. And he was the 2nd batter of the inning. And a fielder's choice hit into by Payne McKay. That's been it. De Leon's first pitch is popped up into shallow right. Backpedaling is Miranda from 2nd. That will finally end the inning as the Cougars tack on 6 more in the 4th, leading by a dozen going into the 5th on the Cougars Network.
With university admission competition at its peak and demand in the workplace for the best and brightest young talent, the time is now to give our students the edge at Comal ISD. And that edge is Memorial Early College High School. No matter where you reside in Comal ISD, MEX will help accelerate your learning and prepare you for a lifetime of success. You have a choice to make your high school experience fit you and your way of learning. Through a unique relationship with St. Philip's College, you can earn an associate's degree of arts. That's 2 years of college for free while you are still in high school. MEX offers a combination of regular and dual credit courses taught right here by instructors that have master's degrees. Learn in a hands-on collaborative way at MEX. Research, explore, problem solve, and build long-lasting relationships with driven, focused, and great students like yourself. Our campus is unique with many opportunities to get involved in school spirit. Our mini clubs, academic UIL, sports, community, and leadership opportunities will have you screaming with eagle pride and soaring to new heights of excellence. Explore your options with Comal ISD. Explore Memorial Early College High School today.
Our life has changed a lot.
Gained a new house, a puppy, and a baby. We're a family now.
Wow, there's a whole other life out there than this farm.
Looking hard at what our future looks like. The most transitional point in the roll-off history ever.
Little People, Big World. Tuesdays at 9 on TLC.
Watch TLC, GVTC, channel 553.
Welcome back to Cougars Field. Canyon on top 13-1. A look at head coach Reagan Muchagemba. Young coach, is 31 years old. Already 36 wins in 2 seasons at Canyon. Had a great playing career himself. All-state shortstop playing at Smithson Valley High School. Once upon a time held the career hits record as a Ranger. And later played collegiately at nearby St. Mary's, a Division II program in San Antonio, where he batted over 400 in his career. You look at Coach Muchagemba's coaching career. Once upon a time an assistant at Reagan High School, and was a head coach at Brandeis for 2 seasons before taking over at Canyon. In fact, his Brandeis Broncos eliminated Canyon from the playoffs in the first round back in 2017. A swing and a miss strikeout from Malone. That starts the top of the 5th inning as he sat down Velasquez.
Now for the Rattlers, number 1, Isaac Gonzalez.
10 strikeouts now from Malone, and the batter Isaac Gonzalez for the Rattlers. That bunt is going to be fielded by Pavelik. Throws over to first base and wide. It wouldn't have been in time anyway to retire Gonzalez. And he is safe at first base. Infield base hit for Gonzalez. Is the Rattlers' second hit tonight. Brings up Ryan Wilder.
Now batting number 3, Ryan Wilder. I did too. Like, how did I do that?
I thought it, but I didn't know it came out.
It sounded like it was coming from the speakers.
Minch and Pavelik now at third base for the Cougars. Ryan Dufer now plays at first base for Canyon, wearing the number 22. He holds a runner over at first base. And Vrazel is now in center field. Bench emptied for Canyon with the Cougars comfortably in control. On top 13-1. A pair of 6-run frames for the Cougars in this one. 6 in the first, 6 more in the last half inning back in the bottom of the 4th. Three 3-0 to Wilder, who struck out twice against Malone so far tonight. And walked him on 4 pitches. 4th walk given up by Malone. 2 on and 1 out now. And the batter is Miranda for the Rattlers.
Now batting number 19, Ruben Miranda.
Scored the Rattlers' only run of the game back in the first inning. And since then, 13 unanswered, scored by Canyon. And right now, Malone having trouble finding the strike zone. Pitch count getting up there for Malone, now over 80 for the game. But trying to finish this one out. Barring a miraculous Rattler comeback, Canyon will improve to 22-9 on the year, 9-4 in 26 6A play. 2 games back into Broncos for second place coming into the game tonight. And again, the Unicorns facing Smithson Valley on the road this evening. Two and one out of Miranda. The Cougars were holding a 1-game lead over the Rangers for third place. The Rangers in fourth. But again, Canyon swept the season series. They own the tiebreaker. A swing and a miss for strike 2, so it would take 2 Canyon losses to include tonight and 2 Ranger wins for Smithson Valley to catch Canyon. And given the score of tonight's game, not likely. So this will lock Canyon into no worse than third place, but no better than second. East Central right now, the team that has a beat on the district championship. The Hornets 11-1, a 1-game lead over New Braunfels, and tonight the Hornets playing Steele at home. Score update from Smithson Valley. Unicorns on top in the bottom of the 5th inning in that game, 8-6. If that score holds, and if Clemens wins its game against Judson, and the Rockets are a 1-win team right now in district play, 1-11, that means Smithson Valley's game against Clemens could be for a playoff spot on Tuesday. 3-2. And a swing and a miss for strikeout number 11 for Josh Malone. Miranda down on strikes for the second time. And that will send up Cannon Webb here for San Marcos. Webb 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Malone has had at least 2 strikeouts in all but 1 inning in this game tonight. The exception was the 4th when he struck out only 1. But here he hits Webb to load the bases.
Now batting number 2, Julian DeLeon.
Second hit batter tonight by Malone. As DeLeon steps in, he's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. And a quick chat here between Reisdorf and Malone with the bases full and 2 outs here in the 5th inning. De Leon has one of the 2 hits for the Rattlers this evening. And again, it ended with some controversy. Had a base hit to left field. That's engaged Mason around third base, headed home, and then collided with Reisdorf at the plate. Led to an altercation. The dugout's cleared. And Mason ultimately ejected. Breaking ball that misses low. 2 balls and no strikes from Malone. If Malone, or beg your pardon, if De Leon can reach Santiana, his spot would be due up next. And the on-deck circle, though, is Anderson here for San Marcos. His account runs to 3 balls and no strikes. No throw by Malone coming off the mound. Over at third base right now for the Rattlers is Gonzalez. Had the infield base hit. Wilder's at second. And Webb, the hit by pitch, is at first base. 3-0. And get me over strike 3-1. A 13-run game for Canyon is the Cougars' 8th game this year with 10 runs or more. They're second in district as Malone walks in the Rattlers' second run of the night. A phrase we've become all too familiar with in this game, an RBI walk. Here comes Coach Mujagimba, and it could result in a change here for Canyon on the mound. And that will be it from Malone, but what a performance there was for the junior. 11 strikeouts and leaves the game with a 13-2 lead. Back with more Cougars Baseball on the Cougars Network.
Your life is full of journeys. You're always on the go, dealing with ever-changing challenges. And there's a place where you always feel welcome and safe, a place you call home. But you can't be everywhere at once, or can you? Honeywell Total Connect keeps you connected to your home no matter where you are. Receive push notifications on your iOS device every time motion is captured or someone presses your Skybell video doorbell. You can now see, hear, and speak to your visitors all through the Honeywell Total Connect iOS app.
Hello, Becky.
Hi, Aunt Susan, I'm here.
Sure, I'll open the door for you.
You can use your smartphone to disarm the security system and unlock the door for your guests, while seeing, hearing, and speaking to your visitor all from one app on a single screen. Honeywell Total Connect helps to increase your home security, keeping you comfortable and always in control. Now you can focus on what truly matters. Enjoy the convenience you've never had before. Honeywell Total Connect grants you peace of mind so you'll never miss anything ever again. Picture the possibilities.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Hello.
The Cougars not only have a new pitcher on the mound in this game, Cody Leal, they also have a new third baseman playing at third right now with Matthew Pavelik, whose dad joins us here in the press box. 13-2, Cougars on top. Mom also here in the press box as well. Have to get all the shout-outs in the broadcast tonight. 0-1, the count from Leal against the hitter, Selvin Anderson for San Marcos. Bases full and 2 away. And the count from Leal now a ball and a strike. And 9 appearances this year. Leal is 4-0 with a staff-leading 1.67 ERA. In more than 25 innings of work, he has struck out 28 batters. The seniors 1-1. Popped off the screen. And the count to Anderson now 1-2. Anderson is the 6th batter of the inning for San Marcos. 1 run already in. Gonzalez scored the RBI walk from De Leon. He's at first base. Wilder's at third. And Webb is at second. Swing and a miss. A dozen strikeouts now for Canyon pitching. And the Cougars on top 13-2 over the Rattlers. And that officially the ball game as well. The run rule in effect, and the Cougars pick up their 3rd win in a row, a winner over San Marcos by a final of 13-2. We're back to wrap things up in just a moment on the Cougars Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
A pair of 6-run innings coupled with a dominant performance on the mound by Josh Malone was more than enough for the Canyon Cougars to knock off the San Marcos Rattlers and pick up a sweep of the season series over the 26-6-8 rivals. And for the Cougars, their 4th sweep in district play this season. As a result, they're now 22-9 on the year, 9-4 in 26-6-8 play. The winning pitcher for the Cougars, Josh Malone, 4 2/3 innings for Canyon tonight. Malone struck out 11 over those 4 2/3 innings of work, and with the win, he's now 5-3 on the season. For more on Canyon baseball and Cougar athletics, log on to CougarsNetwork.com. On behalf of our entire Cougars Network crew, I'm Brian Freeman saying good night from New Braunfels.